What up, YouTube? It's your boy Download back for another mixtape review. Let's get it. History is the most important thing in music. Money is the most important thing in the music industry. Making a classic assortment of songs that describe a generation's feelings is never forgotten. Even after all of the money has been spent, a classic will still be played for years after its prime and rack up on royalties. That's why making a classic is the intention of every serious MC that steps inside the booth. It's difficult to explain what a classic is, and which also factors in why it's so difficult to make one. Having 5 mics in a double XL doesn't mean you made history. Just because you have the best album of the year doesn't mean you have made a classic. Also, there's no such thing as an instant classic. Only time can prove if a song's a classic. My feelings are, if your record is still being played about 7 years after the fact, and your album from top to bottom was terrific, then you made a classic. There are underground classics that only hardcore fans recognize. This is due to the separation between good music and the commercial industry. Therefore, making great music nearly unobtainable to the typical fan. Typical fans don't make an effort to search out and find the best music. They merely accept what's played for them. Thusly, there are great works of music being made all over, but yet it's not being heard, so it's tough to slap the classic tag to it. Your best commercial classic, hands down, was Dr. Dre The Chronic. You tend to hear hits from this album every other time you go to the club, on the radio occasionally, and used as performance pieces by musicians. Even though it came out in 1992, it still has a presence today. My favorite hardcore classic was AZ's Asiatic. Many people don't know about this album, but anyone who does knows that this is a historic piece of music. History is the standard all today's music is based upon. Sadly, most of today's music is coming up well short and will be forgotten in 5 years maximum. Without good history for the youth to hold on to, music just may die. Yet there are still people who strive for perfection and make the best possible music, but you have to make the initiative to find them. Rick Ross, Ashes to Ashes. Before I even talk about Rick Ross, I need to explain more about today's music. Perfectly acceptable for you to just come out and lie overall about anything, as long as it sounds good. Back in the day, if you claim to be a hard gangster or something, man, niggas will ride up on you simply just to try you. Like, I know dudes who used to wait for them to come to Charlotte, and then they would rob them for their jewelry if they wasn't a gangster like they said they was. But that really doesn't happen today, except to dudes who's notoriously bitch made like Young Buck. He's a correctionals officer, man. Correctionals officer is a faction of the law. The law should have no respect in the game. If you were ever a part of the law, you have no respect. But yeah, the game's changed. I have to respect the man for his musical vision. I got to. Because he surrounded himself with some very good producers. Justice League. Even though I said a lot of things about Lex Luger, I still respect the man for that one type of beat that he makes. He damn sure makes that one beat really good. The mixtape is cool. I mean, it's almost an album. I really don't fuck with the mixtape because it's not as good as what he can do, and the beats was okay. I just think it could have been so much better, but I can't knock it because it's a free mixtape and he gave out a lot of new material. I mean, it was a really good idea, and if you haven't already checked it out, you should. And even though I don't like the man, I can respect his music. Los. the Louis Vuitton gift pack. Now this is like something that Los pieced together for Christmas, in which it's mainly all instrumentals and 2 original songs, and I love it. If I were to ever download anything that's mainly instrumentals, it would be this, but I don't, so I'm not going to download it. But this was actually pretty awesome. I know a lot of people have seen my my review to Diggy Simmons, and then you would be like, okay, these two, Diggy Simmons and Los, pretty much did the same thing. No, these are like miles apart. Los did recent instrumentals. Diggy Simmons did old school instrumentals. But the key here is Los gave me a few songs of original music too. And he completely ate it up. Like, he ate up those instrumentals as well. Los is a far better rapper than Diggy Simmons, but Diggy has potential. Even though, I mean, those original songs I didn't really necessarily like. I like the instrumental songs better than your original songs, but you still gave me plenty of punchlines to laugh about. You tried to give me some original music. You definitely need to check this out, man, if you don't know who Los is. Just to hear this man rap is really amazing. I really like Los. Juicy J, Rubber Band Business, which is produced by Lex Luger. In which, when I first seen that it was produced by Lex Luger, I'm like, this is like the perfect match. Because Lex Luger makes like one kind of beat, while Juicy J makes like one kind of song, unless he's with DJ Paul and a 3 6 Mafia out. But Juicy J on his own, he mainly on some pimpin', man, or he's on like some gangster shit that fits perfectly with what Lex Luger does. But I do have a question, man. Like, a song up on there called Hit It From the Back. Beat is beautiful. If that is Lex Luger, I take everything back. I'll say, man, you are really that dude, because you would have just now proved to me that you have more than one beat that you can do and do well. But I don't know if it's yours though, because your tagline wasn't in it, and it was on something completely different from what I've heard you on. Like, because every other song on the mixtape, I knew it was Lex Luger's. I love Juicy J. I love DJ Paul. I love 3 6 Mafia, man. And I like Project Pat. I fucks with all these dudes. But a CD of having like the same song over and over and over and over again, man, that is not a good look, man. It is not a good look. Only joint I really fuck with is the Hit It From the Back. You should listen to it. Definitely listen to it. Give it a shot. And I mean, it's for all the hardcore dudes who's into that dope music. This supposed dope music. Yeah, that was a mixtape review of the week. But before I dip out, I wanted to tell you, as you can see, the website name is changing from Download Piz, which is not my name, to Download Paz, which is my name. Now, it was Download Piz because it was a beta test, and I was testing to see if the website was going to work properly and if I was going to get enough views to it. But I think the time has almost come for me to do it up the way I really want to do it. Like, I want to upload an article every day, in which I'm going to try to start that on the 1st of this year. And yeah,